Spanish 2, sentences 57 through 60. 57. Ask someone your age. Hey, as a child, who was your best friend? De niño, ¿quién era tu mejor amigo? De niño, ¿quién era tu mejor amigo? 58. As a child, my best friend was Pedro. De niño, mi mejor amigo era Pedro. De niño, mi mejor amigo era Pedro. 59. Ask someone your age. What did you do yesterday? ¿Qué hiciste tú ayer? ¿Qué hiciste tú ayer? Yesterday, I did my homework. 56. Yesterday, I did my homework. Ayer, yo hice mi tarea. Ayer, yo hice mi tarea. All right, let's look at 57. Remember, as a child, you can say de niño if you're a boy, or to a boy, or you can say de chico for a boy. For a girl, you'd say de niña. So you're asking a boy who's about your age, hey, de niño, ¿quién era tu mejor amigo? Now, Mr. Holt, why does mejor, how are we going to remember that means, how are we going to remember that goes in front? Well, the adjectives generally follow except for forms of uno, bueno, malo. Now, there are three forms of good. Good, better, best. They all go in front. There are three forms of bad. Bad, worse, worst. And they all go in front. All right? So all forms of good, all numbers, and all forms of bad go in front of the nouns. How are we going to remember that ser turns into era? Like, what were you like? Or were you tall? Or were you short? Here's a chant for you. Ser turns into era. Era comes from ser. Ser turns into era. Era comes from ser. I've got a clip on that if you want to check it out. All right, 58. As a child, my best friend was Pedro. Now, Mr. Holt, how did I know it was going to be a form of ser and not a star? Well, remember, you always use ser. The only time you ever use a star is if you're saying how someone felt or where someone was located. So, in the present tense, you'd say, mi mejor amigo es Pedro. And in the past tense, what does S come from? Ser. And what does ser turn into? Everybody. Ser turns into era. Era comes from ser. Ser turns into era. Era comes from ser. Now, if you ask your friend, what did you do yesterday? Literally, what did you yesterday? Because remember, in questions, this verb comes first. Eat you tacos, drink you cola. Now, hacer in the present tense is a yo form, is hago. Everybody say hago. It's a G verb. So, anytime it's a G verb, like tengo, pongo, digo, traigo, if it's a G verb, I call it a train wreck verb in the preterite. All right, so type in train wreck verb or type in ise. There's a nice clip on that. Now, how are we going to remember that hacer turns into is? Well, H-I-C looks like hick. And I say, well, why'd he do that? And I say, he did it that one time because he's a hick. He did it that one time because he's a hick. So hacer turns into ise, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicieron. That should do it. All right, that's Spanish 2, sentences 57 through 60.